none other than he even has a sound. Like you do the elephant sound, you know who we're talking about.
Wow,
but if you don't know, we are in the building with Ndovu Ku.
Akiwa Lai. Blessed to have me here, man. Say shukran.
Bro, it's crazy to sit down with you because, like, you know, when you ask someone, how have you been? And it's like, you asking because like, you don't even know how it's been. So I'm very curious since the last time I saw you, so many things have changed. I feel like we were talking from a point of like manifesting and like the beginning, and then to see where you're at now is incredible.
Man, I give thanks to God, to my fans, and you guys also for pushing the culture. 254 is the only place where you support purely, strictly Kenyan music.
And you came very early on, like like you like when you were starting, we were also starting, and we got a chance to like link up and just talk. But since then, kuna magiwa nyumbani, kuna tetanus, kuna Khadija, kuna so like literally, because when we interviewed you the first time, we're like, what's next, and you're like, chill. And I feel like I think just last week I saw a video that Aziza had shared of you freestyling long time ago.
Yeah, man.
And even I had never found that one. So I was like, wow, this is like, you must have been 14 minimum, bro. The max, you are very young in that video.
But it's not 14. I mean, I was still in Campo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was still in Campo. But yeah, it just shows the journey has been long, and we thank God we're still pushing.
Yeah. I interviewed someone else 2 weeks ago, and you've actually been producing for them. So like, as much as you're in front of the camera and in front of everybody's face, you're also doing a lot on the production front, which is something that I really would love to talk to you more about in terms of, because you've always been a producer, but then now have your own studio and you're putting out a lot of different people, and it's even sounds that people wouldn't expect from you. Because like I interviewed this lady, and she's like, yo, Ndovu keeps telling me to drop, and like you've been working with her, but there's also so many people you've been working with behind the scenes. Because as guys, we play Kenyan music, so we know who's out here in the Kenyan music industry. So like, as much as you're putting out hits for yourself, you've got the formula for hits, but you're also doing a lot for other people. So I'd love to also get to know about how that's going, because the balancing of you and them must be incredible.
Yeah, and I won't lie a bit. For now, when I'm pushing the song Khadija, it's been kind of like off the studio sana. I'm really going out, but it's all music. I'd categorize it as one. I'd categorize it as one. It's a whole body of me creating. It doesn't matter for myself. It's just making something and it goes out there. So there's no thin line between producing for other people and making music for myself. I just take it as music, just creating, And I've been a producer for a while bana. Nimekawia sana nikiwa producer. Yeah.
Kwanza, like the Kishash, for example, a lot of people don't know you're featured on the song, but you produced the song.
Yeah.
And like that's one of the biggest hits. Like, bro, I think it's 5 million views if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I remember that day Leminer's like, shut the fuck up, nigga. It's 5 million.
Yeah. We co-produced with what's this guy? Kanzu.
Yes.
Yeah. Co-produces Kanzu. But then the vocal, Nini, everything, with the arrange. It was dope. I think Kishash was one of the few projects that surprised me.
So when you had like when the song came to you, what did it sound like? Was it finished? Was it unfinished? Because like what like
no, it was like how it's like a demo.
Yeah.
But I was like, we need to put some heaviness, some crispiness with the vocals kidogo.
Because at that time for me, Lil Minor was making me music. It was like he was not taking it as seriously as Maisha Asta is an album. He's got a manager now. Steph is managing him. But like at the time when even me, like it was like, okay, Stretch Maxi Haga and then Kishash, because it was like back to like him having fun, but you could tell like the visuals are more intentional, the music was more intentional. So even like him reaching out to you, like did you fit into the like? Because both, funnily enough, and I'm assuming on this one, Lil Minor doesn't smoke. Like, he doesn't smoke.
Yeah.
And then me, I don't know you for drinking or smoking. So it's like, awase wawili wachomangi lakini wako session ya Kishash. So how does that even go?
It just came through, it's vibing, ideally whether you use something or not, it's just you see it around, you know, and you know the culture that goes along with it.
Yeah.
So it was very easy to express it in Stu. Lil Minor did the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was all good vibes. For me, I was scared. I was like,
what did you scared of?
I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't sure about that project. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that project.
But you had it and mixed it and everything.
Yeah, but I was like, what would I need, you know? How will people perceive me in this project? But then, Minor is a beast. You know?
Yeah.
Came through and the jam was heavy. I feel like you kind of fit in, and it's something that even Minor has made me learn. You know, I if I'm scared about something, I still have to be myself even in that particular thing that I'm scared about.
Yeah.
You know? That was the nani, because I was thinking sometimes kuongea kuhusu shash nini.
Hata uko kwa video, by the way.
That ilikuwa cost.
Okay.
The date ilikuwa shoot video, mimi ilikuwa nimedelay cost.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that it's sikuwa juu. I wasn't sure. Yo.
Another one that threw me off though was BN. Because actually, like, there was no studio picture. But there was no studio picture with you and BN in the studio, like, to tease or anything. It was just the video.
Yeah.
Hey, Jaguar, nini. So how did you link up with BN? Because BN is the biggest right now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how he's taken his path as a solo artist and it's just gone crazy for him. But, like, how was it meeting BN, even, like, coming up with a song? Did you guys work together in studio? Or, like, was that even... Because that's a huge moment, I would say.
Yeah. Me, actually, I didn't know BN was gonna pull up. You know, so me, I just texted him on IG, yo, give me your number. I was thinking, like, this can be something we could do this month.
Yeah.
It was like, I called him, it was like, uko wapi?
Walai.
Yeah. So he pulled up with these guys. I had set up like a small studio, the place I was living then.
Okay.
And they were training prior to them going to the tour they had last year. Yeah. Walikuwa na tour, so walikuwa na plan for it.
Because it was really for me, it was a surprise. Let me not lie to you. Like, there was no clue that song was coming.
Even me, bro. It's like that was not the song that I'd called BN for.
So when you called him, you knew you were ready with a song.
I had a song ready, and he actually put a hook in it.
So there's another one.
Until we were just chilling, and then I played this jam. Agija say, "Yo," you know. Yeah.
So I know you had a studio at some point. I think around 2021, 2022, you had opened a studio and you were recording a lot of artists. And I think that's how I was even hearing more and more about you. Because when we were waiting for the follow-up single, there was now people talking about, I'm working with Ndovu, but on a production level. And I don't know what came first between Magi wa Nyumbani and Tetanus. But Tetanus was a really hard record.
Tetanus was...
Like, that record was that was the best. Like, for me, that was the one that was to come after Ndovu Niku. And then somehow, I don't know what happened.
We ran into...
What happened?
We did Tetanus long, right? Actually, after Ndovu Ku. But then we shot the video and we fell into some technical hitch-ups. Like, the footage got lost.
Okay. Because I feel like there's a low-key version, right?
Yeah.
Because that one is crisp. Because low-key's visuals, they kill it all the time.
Bro, that's Ivan Odi.
Shout out Ivan Odi. Shout out Dom.
Me, Shanja.
Yeah.
Crazy, those guys are mad on visuals, especially hip-hop stuff. Sidani,
Hakuna mse.
They're just on top of their game.
Yeah. So we were now at the point where, okay, Ndovuku's out. Now you're done. I guess, did you have, I'm sure you had like a vault. By the time we were meeting, what did you have at that point? And you're not, because we had then the other, but what did you have? And then how are you deciding what next? I guess from sitting in your shoes, you have a hit. What were you thinking at that point?
You see, the problem with me is I pre-record everything beforehand. If I'm dropping a song next year, it's gonna be
ready now.
2 days, yeah. So I'm always at a point where I'm juggling what should I drop.
Yeah.
And it's always troubling my mind. You know, it's like...
And then you're always in the studio. You're always on the studio.
Right now, before I came, I just made something dope, you know? And I was like... Ishakuja kwa forefront.
Yes.
You know?
Kuna you're like, kuna hizi zingine, afu kuna hii ingine nimeongeza leo.
It's always that way in my mind. So it's like, what should I? But I kinda judge the weather pia watu wanasikiza nini, the musical weather, and content really.
Okay.
But these days I learned something from Lil Minor actually.
Okay.
These Gen Zs bana are so sporadic,
and they're so ahead of their time.
yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I'm feeling this, let's drop it.
True.
You know, for me it's like I'm overthinking. To some extent it's detrimental to your career, you know, because you keep second guessing stuff and you don't know if that was the moment of that particular song. So when it's next year and people are on to a different sound, you try to
recreate it again.
like there's a drill jam I had, it was mad, but now you like, hey, drill.
Yo, with your drill body, because you were so my piano.
You know, I was like, damn man, ninge drop it, you know. So these days I'm just checking out.
Okay. With your sound and your music, I've seen a lot of things you've done. I want to talk about something you did with Brandy Minor and Dufla for Kenya.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because there's something you say a lot that I really love. You love to say global, not local. And that's the facts. Like, guys, even I saw Kiss have a show called My Local. I'm like, nigga, we're fucking global over here. But like, I guess, what do you think about the scene? And people like Brandy right now are huge. People like you are huge. And it's like, we have this whole new crop of guys who have their own sound. It's Kenyan, but it's also modern. So I guess, what do you think about our local sound right now? And
I feel
does it have the like we've seen today, Grammys have accepted, like I've added a new genre, you know, like guys like Kinabana Boy are competing in World with people like Sedi, all these other guys, but now we have our own African music genre. Do you think like Kenya, the world is ready for Kenyan music, and especially on the global stage?
I like to call it the sound of the East, you know, because we've had the South African sound, we've had the Western sound, you know. We just now, we don't know much about I mean Northern and East African music, and I feel the Tanzanians have been representing us for a while, but it's also time for the far, you know, us we have lingo, which is Swahili, and Swahili is deep in TZ. But now we are the only country that has, I would feel, managed to form a language from Swahili and English.
Sheng?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's like the best cocktail to make Swahili go viral, you know. So
the same way like Pidgin, you know, like when Davido are singing Pidgin, we don't know what they're saying, but you know, like banana means something. You can kind of get a few clues.
So I feel the stars from Africa, I feel are from Kenya. I mean, it may be.
Can you mention some names of people you're like, wow, these are like, for you, these guys are stars from home?
From here, it's a lot. I love what Brandy is doing, as you mentioned. You know, I feel I can be one as well. I love what this guy Uncle Jingjong.
Uncle Jing.
The boy has something.
Dance halling, yeah.
Has something. You know, Iyani, you know.
Iyani is amazing.
Butros,
Buti. Yeah.
Buti, you know. I feel it's time. That's just talking about the younger crop of musicians. Kuna obviously Gabien, he's already breaking boundaries right now. Savara also, producers akina Furthermore still.
Hey, Furthermore is king of the hooks.
Mandi,
yes.
You know.
Kabaya.
It's bro. Yani najaribu kuwakumbuka wote.
Oni wengi,
Zinia,
of course, yeah.
You know? Zinia, I love Zinia so much. She doesn't know. Yo, it's like I feel we just have to learn about language.
Can I ask you something? As a big Kenyan artist, because I would like to say you're one of the biggest Kenyan artists we have right now, do you get love from outside Kenya in the sense of like the Rayvanny's or the African stars who we know of, like wanakutambua? And does that matter? Like, I'm sure they know you or they know your music, but like, are you able to now, you know how a lot of times we have to go collaborate with people from West Africa to like get into that region, or what's the rest of Africa, especially the artists, saying to you? Because your music is huge here. I'm sure it's crossing over. Are you getting any feedback and reactions?
Yeah. I have Ethiopian big artists.
Nice.
TZ, of course. There was a South African artist, but we're still planning something.
Okay.
I mean, the artists there show love, and if it means if the artists are listening to you, means there's some fans there who are. So, my focus really is not fast selling out. Is making sure we've created a dominant sound here.
And I feel like you specifically, in the shoes you sit in, have a really great seat in the sense of you're producing. So I heard, I interviewed, let me try to remember her name. I interviewed her and you produced the music. So as a producer, I feel like you have the ability to shape what our music sounds like. Because, producers have a very big role to play. Like, you guys curate the sound. So it's like, as a producer, I feel like you have a role to play in shaping that sound and growing it. But then how do you balance? Because then it's like, you have your music that you're putting out, but then you're also producing music for other people. Where's that balance?
I feel like me and King Kaka had this conversation. We have to have like a Lancaster conference kind of thing.
Necessary.
You don't need all of the artists. If they agree, sour. But you just dominate like 10 groups, a group of 10 artists, and you're intentionally putting out a majority of a particular sound. It's like intentional.
Yeah,
it's like, I feel like doing country music, but make sure if you drop 5 songs, 3 of them are this.
Yeah,
that way we'll create a sound that will become more popular with people now. And it's there, the Kenyan sound. It's there. Producers know what it is.
Ndovu, I have a question. As a producer, unadhani tunaweza make rhythm? Unajua vile Jamaica unaweza kuna rhythm, beat ni moja lakini Karuna kuna version yake.
Mavo is doing that.
Okay, because I feel like it's because I promise you, every time I listen to a rhythm, I never, whether they say lane on this version or it's not the same song. It's the same instrumental.
Mavo anafanya hivyo, and shout out to Mavo. Is one of the
Mavo on the beat.
But he's doing it on a hip hop jam.
Okay.
I know.
So hata mse kama Waire, labda jengia anaweza ingia hiyo. Okay.
Exactly. So
speaking of Waire, on a song with Oxide and Waire, Oxide was here, Sato, and I know Hot Things is a huge one. We play that heavily over here.
Ilikuwa ya zamani sana hiyo track with
I did video mulifanya. I think the video was even shot twice, I think.
And that song was actually before Ndovu.
Walai.
Yeah.
So that's like 2-3 years.
Yeah, it was an old song. Me and Oxide kick it way back.
Okay.
So I was telling you about the sound.
Lancaster and the 10.
Yeah. If you have producers who are creating a certain kind of sound, and artists just hop in and express themselves, but in that particular style, that will start creating sound. Because what is proprietary to us as Kenya is that we have Swahili and English proficiency. So hapo katikati kumetokea language that's
because our national language is both English and Swahili.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and we are the only
and that's rare because a lot of people, you tell them English, the language for Kenya is English, they're like, no, it's Swahili, but it's actually English and Swahili.
So I think right now if you go to TZ, they have crazy proficiency in Swahili, but not.
Me, I was teasing boys to men wangeenda Tanzania juu hawaelewi Kizungu.
No, it's true because of the
because they speak English. Yeah.
But sisi tuko hiyo point. So if you really want to make stars out of Africa, saying Swahili is the biggest language in Africa right now spoken, now merge it with a global language, and there's that midpoint, and now package it and sell it consistently for a whole year. That's it.
And I like that you're saying that because a lot of times people are like, oh, the language, but I'm like, bro, we sing Igbo and Shayo, we don't know what it means. So I'm pretty sure we can sing Sakata Rumba, and we don't know,
That's like a West African sound.
Yeah.
As I'm speaking Mozambique, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Zambia. There's Zambians who speak Swahili.
Yeah, even South Africa, parts of them, they Shona.
So we
even have Shona people living here.
Exactly, widely spoken language, and you find even Swahili because it came from the Indians. Some words we can Swahili sometimes, like people like Diamond, they have a very good appeal in the Indian market.
Like Diamond has a song with one of the biggest guys in India.
You see, so I feel this is Kenya is the hub it's a ticking bomb. If we figure it out right, it's a ticking bomb. All the stuff. I mean, not to disrespect any big artist. So thank you, Sauti Soul. Thank you, Calligraph. Thank you, Nyashinsky. thank you for everyone who has been doing great to put our map out there. But like I feel like we have Burna Boys, we have Wizkids here.
So what's holding us back? Because you're now in a place where you're in the industry. We can't say you're looking. You can't say you're looking in. You're in it. I guess when you're sitting in it, are you able to? You're still so aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
What's holding us back from your perspective?
Me, I believe it's like not agreeing to a particular sound.
Okay.
You know, if we know this is Kenyan sound, this is our culture, and we commit to it. If you know, yes, I would love to sing a love song. I would love to sing a hip hop heavy, you know, boom bap jam. I'd love to do drill, but once in a while I go to my, you know, culture. That will catapult us to a crazy level. And you know why me and my friend were asking each other about this. Why is it that every big artist from Nigeria or Ghana, anyone who breaks out there, the first show is normally Kenya?
I don't know.
Anybody who is big on TikTok in Africa.
But you know, when they start out, they come here first. Like, yeah, they do come here, but I don't know what the reason is.
It's because we have very good listening. Like, we are very open-minded in listening. Kenya will be trending for listening to
Nana.
It's just Boys to Men.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Look at Nana. Look at another hip-hop jam. Look at Ruga.
Even if you look at the top 100 Apple Music or anything, it's not Kenyan. Even our YouTube is not Kenyan. But then you see what I don't like about that Ndovu is our market is for everybody. There's a song by this chick called Juanita. It's like, he's for everybody. He's like, we're for everybody, but not ourselves. Because imagine if we rocked with ourselves as hard as we rocked with Lil Baby, or right now the biggest song or the biggest music being played in Kenya is like that Janelle Monáe album. But imagine if we locked in and said, you're going to listen to the new Xenia like this, you know.
But you see, people have freedom.
Which is dope.
Yeah, but so the only way we can tweak that is as creators unanimously agree on what we're putting out. Let this be a larger percentage. That way, that's a softer way of telling a Kenyan listener, this is what you're gonna listen to.
So it's not
Because
the media. So it's not the media asked to
really
play, but it's really
Like,
you
look at
guys as
me-
artists
look
and
at me,
producers.
Ndovu.
Yeah.
I have a Kenyan sounding song. I have a hip hop sounding song.
Yeah.
I have an R&B sounding
Yeah.
song. Every Kenyan artist is so versatile, and it's great because our listeners are
Because our listeners are versatile.
Yeah.
They listen to everything.
exactly. But now,
Even if you checked a gospel song, we'd fuck with you.
you see,
Truth.
exactly. But
then we would be
you've
jamming in
never-
the club like it's
you've
no
never
tomorrow.
heard a drill song from Diamond,
No.
from Wizkid,
No.
from Burna Boy,
No.
right? Neither have you ever heard from Ruga. Rema tried it kidogo, it fumbled. You'd see the chats zenye alikuwa nazo ili fumble, and he came back.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yes, you can do it, but they understand there's a need for a new sound, the Afro sound, and people the market there is really on to the Afro sound right now. So why do you sing like Drake and I have Drake home? You know, I'm saying this by myself.
No,
It's
I hear
a
you.
problem because you know, as an artist, you wanna prove to people like, yo, me neza do hii.
I'm the one.
Neza do hii, neza fanya. Especially me as a producer, I want to play around with crazy sounds, kila kitu. But business wise, it's detrimental, and any other person who does so. So me, what I would say, if you get a group of like 10 dope artists, commit to like a 70% production of this
Type
particular
of
kind
sound.
of song.
Yeah. I remember when Blankets and Wine started, it almost was Zouk guys. And Zouk was kind of like the sound for Kenya at that time. But then like everybody was making almost a similar. It was Antonio Soul.
It wasn't Kenyan sound. Kenyans we
borrow.
Exactly, and we borrow so well.
Yes.
Like you can come to Kenya and find a Beyonce.
Exactly.
Come to Kenya, you find Central C.
Yeah.
Come
And you
to
can also
Kenya,
find a dancehall guy who's just like a Kina Vibes.
you find Vibes Cartel here.
Uku.
You'd find an Eminem
Yeah.
here.
And
But
you know,
in
you wouldn't
the-
even believe they're
In the
Kenyan.
major countries that you could see,
For you to pop in Tanzania, you have to sing in the Tanzanian format.
Exactly.
Here, you don't. There's no format.
you'd see like KO
Yeah.
from South Africa,
Yeah.
Cash Time.
Karakara.
Yeah.
Cash time Josie for
they were
life.
really good with that hip hop vibe, you know, and got a time that Casper Nini, but Amapiano took over.
True.
That's their culture. They're known for dancing, even if you see the old movies of South Africa. What did Cash the biggest song right now in SA? Sete. Okay, it's really not the biggest right now when you talk in terms of TikTok, but streams on YouTube, Sete is crazy.
But you see, that's not what KO is known for.
Exactly.
Because we know KO from before.
In fact, I followed up and I found crazy hip-hop songs, and they're doing like 100,000 of views. And I'm like, yo, bro, if you have this, when the sun and I... But then I relate to him because that's a problem I face as well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Ndovu worked. I also want to show them that I can do jazz.
Yeah.
I also want to show them that I can sing.
Because you said, you have a drill song that's fire, but like you also know... It doesn't like the drill song is fire, for example. Let's just talk about that drill song for a second. I've not heard it, but I trust your ear. You have a fire drill song. If you drop a drill song right now and we're not in a drill season, what happens to that song? Do you think like someone can drop a drill song and then we go back to the drill wave, or once wave imeisha? Because you know, as an artist, Nameless and Wahoo talk about waves a lot. Kuna time utakuwa juu, kuna time utakuwa chini.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, is it possible to someone to change the wave? Because I'd say the song that in Kenyan music, we have songs that change. Like, for example, now Angela is the one that people know. Like, Akina, my auntie, my small cat, Angela. And it's like, okay, people like Angela, but if you drop a different type of song, they could like that too. So it's like, as an artist, you know what's worked for you. But do you even know? But a hit could come from nowhere. You know, like hit could come from the song. It's not like that. Because you're the one who has a formula these days.
It's crazy right now, especially in terms of TikTok, you know.
Gujude mwa Nyandarua.
TikTok has made music so sporadic.
Because even Ndovu Niku, that first song came from TikTok. You were sampling it on TikTok, and now look what happened with that.
Exactly. So and the app, the TikTok application has changed even the consumption.
But I've seen marketing budgets for just TikTok these days.
Yeah.
Like people are marketing
from record labels.
Yes, they're saying we have $1 million shillings we're putting into TikTok.
$1 million, bro. The record labels in Maju wanakelea do kwa TikTokers. It's like that $1 million is being, so TikTokers are living their life.
Yeah, because you know, but the truth is you find songs from Instagram stories and TikToks these days. That's how you're learning about new songs.
Yeah, and WhatsApp statuses, people doing blah blah blah, their dances and stuff. So I believe, yeah, TikTok may affect sana. So you can't really tell. Like you'd see people starting to do songs like the old school Nazirudi, you know.
Yeah.
Even fashion, like you see the Brooklyn boys, how they dress up.
Yeah. Until they've even made their own merch and they're selling that merch. Because guys want to rock that.
Yeah. This is dope, you know. And but I believe either way, whatever it is, whatever it's gonna be, people have to agree to put out enough of it for it to become noise.
Okay.
You know, because you can imagine the number of Afrobeat sounds that have dropped today in Nigeria.
Just today, imagine.
Just today.
Yeah.
Probably 10, and 5 of them are gonna end up in Kenya. You know, so how?
Like right now,
how are you gonna condition the fan? And akitangia TikTok, aone, oh, so and so dropped a new one.
Yeah.
But if we have this particular, whatever it is at that particular time, be it drill, be it boom bop, be it hip hop, if we have that sound and we commit to it and produce as much enough for a longer period of time, people start turning heads. It's like, yo, the Far East is coming, you know? And there was a point that we had that sound before TikToks and stuff. Time yakina
Necessary Noise, Ted Josiah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kalamashaka, Necessary Noise.
Exactly.
Susano Wio.
Kenyan sound was dope. It still is. It
still very much is.
But tunapataga, honestly speaking, Kenya is not a place where you find hits back to back. It's getting there right now. Used to have like a hit song, unaka 4 months, Nyasha natoa, unaka 4 months, Calligraph natoa, BN, you know, the Mnoma inaisha mwaka.
True.
You know, but Nigeria is like pap.
And there's so many. Tanzania, and then you see the video quality is so good, and they're competing on a global. Like the quality is, audio is good, video is good.
That's why videos are becoming like expensive for us, because
a video ni expensive, bro. Unaambiwa so ine, unashanga so ine.
Ukiwa msanii unataka kufanya kitu kali, itakuwa expensive kwako. Why? Because that director before ni msee mwingine atakawia sana. But imagine
that's so true, because you're gonna get that first stock once a year.
Market demand, demand and supply curve. So if we are many who are demanding for such type of quality, umsako like, yo, okay, nimekuchia 400k.
Because Tanzania, they shoot videos for so much less. Like in Haskana,
exactly.
And I see even Otile Brown is going to TZ to shoot videos, and it's so much cheaper, but and the quality is dope. But like you see in Tanzania right now, a lot of guys are doing piano influence with bongo. So it's not really bongo.
There's a dope director. There's an Ivan Odi somewhere.
Right here in Kenya.
In Campo.
Yeah.
You know? Trust me, there's an Ivan Odi in Campo. There's a Steve Mugo.
Even your new video is branded. The video guy is not a known video guy, but the quality is amazing. It looks like I thought Ivan shot it. Yeah,
Steve is dope. Yeah. Steve Mugo is
shout out
dope.
Steve Mugo.
He did the Hapo 2 for Nyashinsky.
Oh, nice. With Chris.
Steve is dope. So you can imagine there's a Steve Mugo in Campo, but I want no motivation, because you see, they want to do something dope, and it's gonna be costly.
And what's your budget? Shoot a video labda kona 25k.
Exactly.
But now location, sijui lighting, you can't do all of that. Grip nini.
So all these things are important, and I know it got a point where the Gengeton sound came and like said F everything, you know. We don't care about high quality videos as long as the beat is good and you're talking.
But you see, that was helpful because, bro, people are putting out videos, because if we focus on, we do need to fix the quality of videos. But then these guys can't afford videos.
Of course.
So I don't know.
My point was here. When one person did a phone video and they went viral, you know, we all know it. But kila mtu sasa aka decide, I don't have to keep investing, you know. If this song is trending, you know, that's where the video industry took a dip, and that's why because
even Enosolik doesn't shoot videos anymore.
Most directors are just doing corporate gigs.
Commercials, TVCs. Yeah. That's where the money is, and you'll get paid.
And imagine
say mtoi ametoka Buru ama Oyole hana yodo ya kukulipa, so atu video
atatoa wapi
hata 15k ya kurecord ngoma ni gwana.
No, itakuwa inamsumbua, but the thing is, if many people do it, and it's the same thing, things get pricey because there's not many in the market. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
The reason iPhone
14 whatever,
ni cheaper kushinda iPhone 11 and ni expensive kushinda iPhone 11 is because iPhone 11s are too much in the market. Kuna second hand, kuna nini. So you can imagine if us artists to agree, easy tunafanya videos ziko na hii, and there's a checklist, you know, 4K omate, you know, nini sound ni hivi, quality.
Mimi nakumbuka nikibuy phone kama 12 megapixel una fry. Siku hizi naona simu ziko na 50 megapixel na shanga megapixel ni nini.
So the more people do it, the easier it becomes for utapata bro hata una shoot like ma director wanakuwa wengi, so unaweza shoot video kali sana.
True.
100k umeshoot video inabishana na Ruga.
And there's creatives here who can do that. The whole styling, the everything.
But it's like there's not many people who are into, because they fear it. It's like we don't shoot videos because we have money. Some of us are even like, you know, tunajifinya kabisa ndo shoot video kai, hoping that we're gonna recoup it, you know. Boss, imagine if everyone agreed, every A-list artist, ama B, ama C, may agree, yo, let's do this kind of video, or let's do this kind of quality of sound. Industry na elevate, because even the guys looking up to us, they now know you can't make it. It's like right now, no Kenyan musician in their right heads will post a song on YouTube recorded with a phone and expect to be the biggest song. Because
even when you look at Too Easy, the video, the video for Too Easy looks like it was shot abroad. But Omoke is the one who shot it here. So we, like you're saying, the talent is here.
Exactly.
The quality is here.
That's a very dope video.
That video looks like it was shot in, because Inauma was shot in SA. But this new one was shot here, and it's an amazing video. And it's a Kenyan video. It's a Kenyan who shot it.
I have a friend who's a director who told me, hapa panaka 2 rivers. And
exactly. Mimi niko nadhani ni Mayolo, ni states mali unajua hizo ma signs za green zinakuanga, magari fly.
And now Omoke is dope. But imagine,
so dope.
There's like 5 Omokes in Campo.
Exactly.
With thinking, yo, I just want to try.
Because if Omoke tells you the price right now, you'd be very, you know, a lot of people can afford it, but that's the price for quality.
Exactly. That you have to take that price to pay for quality. So inakuwa ngumu even for us, or even for Omoke, to get as many clients simply because of the mindset.
True.
tukiamua to change, it's like, yo, we're doing this, and it will make business sense to a director.
Because imagine you can get 10 guys to shoot videos. You can shoot 10 videos in a month versus shooting one video every 6 months for that one M.
400k for a video na sijalipa every other thing.
Yeah. You know, your video is your videographer peke yake,
video after 3 months,
actresses, so location, lighting.
Maximum videos you're gonna do is like 4
in a year.
But then hapa nikwambia ukimaliza na mimi next week unaingia na msanii mwingine, next week unaingia.
You best go kagwenda kupiganiaje, who shot for you that video, exactly. And like that and like that and like
right
that.
Now Steve wasona niuliza, yo no nini yesterday, even just posted alini DM for the first time. I've never, like, I know
never communicated, yeah.
But I've never. He was like, "Yo, that video is dope."
And the video is dope,
you know.
Yeah,
that's an OG. You know, Nako US. Yeah. Can you imagine just that?
And he's seen so much dope things, but he's impressed by Kenyan. Yeah, for Steve.
Yeah.
And if you can put him on, that's perfect.
That's what I'm saying. It's like masani tunafaa to me myself included to tuanze kujichallenge, you know, tuache kutulia na hiyo status quo. And I believe there's fear because there's not many finances in the industry, you know. So you ask someone like, yo bro, mimi niko na mita, unataka ni spend half a mic kwa visual, are you mad? You know, how about my project nyumbani, how about my whatever, my bills, my nini? I get because of the economy. But if all of us, if a few of us, a bunch of us risk isikwe ni mtu mmoja tu, and then people look at you as an outcast, mbona unatupandishia rates za video na expectations za watu, you know. It's always people crossing fingers. It's like, I hope people don't like that jump.
No,
don't sipate pressure,
yeah,
you know? But you see, if somebody like BN puts up a dope project,
it's like, because then you have to come to that level because you're competing with BN. You are whether you like it or not, you're competing with BN for audience, for fans, for everything, for gigs. So it's like, yeah,
you know what the fans will start see. Oh, nimeenda kwa Diamond. Diamond anaka hata BN anaka poa kushinda Diamond hapa. You know? Oh, Ndovu anaka poa kushinda Ruga kwa hii video, you know? So you condition them. Even promoters now tutaanza kutoka hizi stories.
You hata bei ni 5 million kama Ruga juu hakuna tofauti. My video is just as good, my music is just as good, and I'm going to give you a half an hour, 1 hour performance, you know.
That a new artist in a different country is coming to headline
Ergo Moni talks a lot of shit, but he said something funny. Like, you never find a Kenyan performing in uko ndani, uko Abuja, you know, like, these guys come to Meru, they go LD, and it's dope. Bien said, like, it's important because we can't say we don't want these guys to come and perform here, because we want also Ndovu to go and perform in Ethiopia, to go perform in Canada, but we also have to make it where these guys just can't come, and, you know, there's still us tuko
actually let fikiria, just think as a fan in Nigeria, right? What have you been consuming for Nigerian local artists? You have been consuming dope videos, from playlist 1 to playlist 2 to number.
And you know, like, those guys have
200.
Like show TV stations with just straight their music.
And then Ndovu comes to your playlist with a dope song in Kenya, but
the
video doesn't look like 200 videos of the local artists you've seen in Nigeria. How the hell am I gonna headline there? You
can't even
the conditioning of the people is like,
I go show me your video, unamwesha promote video na kwambia bila.
No. There's something you're lacking, you know? Yeah. As much as dope as the sound will be, show me a crazy dope song that has trended off TikTok na mtu ameenda kuheadline Nigeria.
Hakuna.
Show me ati nilirekodia tu kwa nikiwa hapa 254 nikapiga verse nyingine crazy sana headline show Nigeria.
Haita kufikisha hapo.
The industry, the people are conditioned there about such quality. Same way with Kenya. The fans have.
But then, you know, we trend shitty shit. Tumezoesha shitty shit inaweza trend very easily. Hata wezi sio ati una try, unajua.
And people honestly, people don't really love those songs that they say about. They just love making fun.
They love, like, you know, to diss them or to talk about hiyo ngoma ya Kenya. Sikizeni ngoma za Kenya.
You talk about it as a funny phrase, you know. And then how about the dope musician that you're not giving an ear to, who's investing?
But they invest studio.
You know, we're not saying that say wanafaa kuchujwa. No, hawafai kuchujwa. If we all invest, kutakuwa na structures enough for us, even for even record labels now to start believing in the craft, because now if Ndovu is perceived as high value, it means Ndovu's show will not be paid less than 6 mic.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, there's a some of the least artists you believe in Nigeria is in hapa Kenya for less than like 3 mic.
3 mic.
3 mic.
Do you know, like, if a Kenyan artist quotes 3 mic, you're told,
like,
are you,
graph levels at BN, you know, Nyash, you know, probably sometimes, I mean, I'm just being honest, sometimes hata inakosaga kufika hiyo bei for our A-list artists, you know. But why? It's the brand.
But we pay those guys the 3 mic.
You'd find like BN has done a very dope video, but because the average una value yako inapimwa na average ya country yako, you know, there's no way you tell BN ataenda ambie promoter, yo, my video is dope than Ruga's, pay me this. It's like, yo, unapimanishwa na wasanii wa Kenya.
Exactly.
So if all of us raised it, yani it's gonna be value imepanda, which means stylists watakuwa wana get more money to style
akina Luka na brand
dancers will do, our TikTokers will have more money to market more songs, you know.
But do you think do you think the corporates would pay if we decide the price is this? If you guys sit down, let's say you, Brandy, Charisma, Erosh, mseme, by the way, ataki yo so tatu, ataki 150, bay 8 sock, 750, whatever, I don't know.
Of course, it's not a one night thing, you know. Saying we have decided to change, this means we have also decided to change on what we are putting out. You know, how do you perceive yourself? How is your brand perceived as?
But then you also can't take for 150 from your boy and then charge me 8 sock or you know, we have the price is the price for everybody, you know.
Yeah. It's all about brand perception, bro. It's brand perception. These if like right now you don't know where Justin Bieber is sleeping right now.
True.
He's probably at a friend's house, you know, sleeping at the couch. And it's like, yo, our rooms are full, you're gonna sleep there. But he comes out kesho and he comes to Nairobi, he'll make crazy money. But it's the brand yenye persevere. And how do this is more of an artist conversations. Mimi kwa nauliza artist kwa studio yangu, naambia leo Ndovu, leo mse fulani mimi nimekuona na slides na nini, watu wangapi wamekuona leo? Like how many people have seen me Ndovu today?
Maybe 7 minimum,
maximum 10 15.
Yeah,
kwa peti wapi hapa you know,
wochini nini.
But how many people have seen my music videos today?
Thousands.
Exactly. Kwa mat kuna mtu aliniona kwa mix, you know,
IG kuna mseme kucheki IG,
kuna mtu amecheki kwa picha. So the real thing that's defining your value is your music videos. It all boils down to your music video because they don't see you.
They don't see you. They see the video, so they perceive who you are. Like when the guy says you look young, it's because he knows. He doesn't know you. He knows the video.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, it hit me now proper.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're not investing on where it's right, you're wasting your money.
Because if guys see your shitty, if I see your shitty video a million times, bro, that's how I perceive you. Umsa kona ile video yake.
Exactly. You'd find an artist who drives a very nice car. You know, a big home, Instagram nini, but they don't put that to their visuals. True. They don't put that to their audio. But ngoma yako ndo audios zinasikika kwa radio. Ndovu sauti yangu imesikika mara ngapi? Production yangu tuseme imesikika mara ngapi? More times than my
your presence.
People have heard my voice today in real life. Yeah. So what should you be investing
your
on?
Audio and your video, because that's what's selling you.
Exactly.
You're not walking around with a billboard saying Ndovu ni cool.
Exactly.
It's your music that's your billboard. You're here because we sing the Khadija video. Like that's a dope video. That's a dope song.
And it's 3 days, bro. It has 140,000 streams. I haven't met 140,000 people.
Not even close.
Not 100. Not
but
even
they've had the elephant. They've seen the orange jumpsuit you're wearing. They've seen the coast. They've seen the whole thing.
What defines you as an artist is the videos you put and your audios.
So how you package yourself is very, very important.
So branding yako ni videos na audio. Hapo ndo do inafaa uende. Hata unajambia yo, wacha sasa nunua Benz, I'll buy a Toyota. But let me put this bag on my music video. That will make your brand go up.
That will get you the Benz. That will get you the Benz eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Driving a nice car won't put your brand up.
Because how many people will see you? How many people will see you in a car? Exactly. Not many. You're Chi, yeah, your Esto guys. That's it. But doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
When a Jaguar video, like you don't have to drive the Jaguar every day.
Exactly. So logically, if we decide that, and it's an easy venture if we all logically know what it makes. Like if you ask somebody, how is calligraph?
You don't know. Najua najenga nyumba lakini hiyo ndo najua.
Wewe unajua enda Nyeri mse hana Instagram, enda Kisumu mse hana IG, you know. You know Calligraph is this huge guy who's flexing.
OG.
That's his brand. Ndo maana Calligraph works well with even like the Monster Energy brand.
True.
You know. And people like say, oh Ndovu, you're new, why are you talking too much manze, unaongea sana kuhusu industry stuff. But that's the facts. Me sinagina emotion, I go with facts, you know. If artists, we are not investing in our videos, we can't make that money that we keep telling Iriko to go and
fuck himself.
You know.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. You're speaking so much wisdom, and I'm curious as to, does anyone mentor you in the sense of you're in a place where you're so knowledgeable and you're so wise about what's going on and what you're going through and what you're seeing, but like, is there anybody who you can say, man, I look up to this guy because when I speak to him, you live wiser, or someone who's, because the game you're spitting is what we need to be, people need to be spitting, but like, is anybody who's helping you in this journey as you try to figure it out?
I learn from many people. I learned something from you. You know, I can see like the tenacity you had when you had a smaller location before you came here. I can see the dream is still alive, you know. That's taught me something, you know.
Thank you.
I can learn from anyone, bro, big or small. You know, I also learn from like people I don't have access to, like J. Cole. Nasikizaga sana. I can tell you what J. Cole is about to do next week.
Okay.
You know, I follow him so much.
You know King of Queens, his manager.
I feel, yeah. And Bass and the whole Sudanese story.
Yeah.
You know, there's people I follow, I feel like they have the keys, you know. And the keys is just people who are real. You know, people can fake stuff and confuse people, but if you're real, you know, that's the only way people will learn and grow. So the people I look up to or I listen to are people who are just real.
So I can say, like, I've interviewed hundreds of Kenyan artists, and somehow, not even intentionally, you've come up in several of my interviews, because a lot of people talk about meeting you and you knowing that this was going to work for you. And I've never spoken to you about this, but like I remember talking to Mr. Mistari Fool. I remember talking to like several guys, and they're like, yo, this guy was always going to be this. Like, you guys are shocked, but like, I've never heard it from you. I've heard it from people I've interviewed and have recordings, and they talk about how you were producing, you were rapping, and you were like, you knew you were going for this thing.
Yeah.
But like for us, we just saw you. Like, we saw you, but I can count 16 different people who've told me, yo, Crispa, Ndovu, Umse, Zamani, 5 years ago, alikuwa najua hivi. How did you keep going? Because for us, and I say many of us want to be where you're at, and we're like, we give up, or life happens, and like for you, you're the reminder that if you keep going, you can actually get to that point you're going to. Because I feel like you've worked. You didn't just end up here. You've worked yourself to get to this point. But I guess, how did you keep yourself going, and how do you keep going, even as to us you've made it, but I'm sure to you there's so many more things you want to do?
I believe my greatest core and pillar is my faith in God. It's crazy, you know. I trust in God so much that,
because even that freestyle I saw the other day, like, you were going like the same energy and tenacity. You still have the same thing going.
When I put my faith in God, it's hard for me to think of myself failing. Yeah, so it's
because God can't fail.
Exactly.
True.
So I have this supreme confidence that almost seems like it's I'm too puffed up about myself. You know, I believe in my stuff. I'm like, yo, eat a work, you know, and that's one thing that makes me have confidence, you know, in whatever I'm doing. And God, and then strategy. It's like in my campus, like in our engineering school, we used to we don't do theories, you know. engineering has no theories. It's facts. It's a formula. It's like you have to use this formula. You don't feel, I feel like it could be. I feel like it could be. No, bro. Gravity is 9.8 Newton meters per second. You can't change that. Until you feel it's gonna accelerate more. No, whatever is fact is fact.
True.
So, kind of having that attack in statistics, dealing with your music makes you have an edge over many artists. And. Same thing. Right now, I'm seeing people are doing so, but it's not intentional. You see, so it means you won't do it consistently. It's like, sometimes you do a TikTok of a song, and you're like, it worked for me. But I was still telling guys, you guys don't have TikTok accounts. This app is coming to change everything. Yeah. If you're not doing TikTok challenges, you're gonna be phased out as an artist, and sai kila mtu
you can't TikTok, your label will force you, or you will have to, even if you're what kind of gangster, you have to be
exactly,
on there.
Because I love data, and I napenda kujua, like you ask me something and I tell you correct data. I love doing so. If I don't have it, I research about it. Napenda hivyo sana. So it's like, and I've seen like TikTok has taken over Facebook, taken over Instagram to an extent.
There'll be another one that will come and take over TikTok. Exactly. And you have to stay.
Whoever is not going to be dynamic,
you can't. Guys who stayed on Facebook been left there.
Exactly. I mean, see the Zamani radios, and right now it's online radio.
Yeah.
TVs, it's online TV now. So I feel mtu ukiangalia statistics pia. I have faith in God, and then niongeza statistics inanipeaga confidence ingine stupid. It's like, this has to. If it goes wrong, I'll definitely point out what went wrong.
So is it...
I don't know what happened to this song. I don't know what happened to this.
Yeah.
And I believe, because my goal is to become a record label. My goal is to become one of the biggest record labels in Africa. So I feel with such strategies, I'll be able to pick a talent and put them out to the end, to the Billboard Top 100 stage, and to do that, replicate the same strategy again. That's how Kina Don Jazzy are doing. It's not luck. They can't be lucky every time.
Yeah, Marvin Records, they've done it before with the band.
You bring Erasta, you're just getting lucky.
There's you're saying there's a formula.
Exactly. There's a formula, and people have to not go by emotions, but statistics.
The trickiest part is that you are doing it without guidance per se. You're having to learn it for yourself, and it's so dope that you want to even be able to share that with other people.
Yeah, but there's like online, Right now I can't say I have proprietary information that's by myself. All these things I didn't know about these things growing up. By studying, it just shows what your mind is inclined to. You learn. So ukitaka kujua anything in the world,
what you set your mind to is what you'll end up doing.
Exactly.
So if you focus on DJing, you'll become that. If you focus on drugs, you'll become that. If you focus on women, you become whatever you focus on.
Ukitaka kujua kurap. I saw the other day Ed Sheeran saying he taught himself to sing.
Yeah.
He was whack. It's true. And me myself, I wouldn't sing such a jam that Nyalicheza Zam on TV. He showed for real. He was whack. He trained himself how to sing.
And I feel like people have to learn that you have to train yourself to whatever it is.
And your mind. But right now, it's so many distractions. Msanii
kwa Ndovu cool, lakini hata kufanya kenye what it takes to be Ndovu cool.
Msanii sasa unaambiwa unataka kutoa ngoma, ndio ngoma ikuwe successful. You're not thinking about statistics na vitu zita maintain. So the shortcut is do kiki.
Yeah.
So anytime a song is about to drop, there's some weird stuff happening. But imagine umesong ma statistics na umejua the long game. Instead of you creating kiki, start creating.
Because the same effort you could put into kiki, you could put into your music, exactly. And imagine your music will grow and develop.
Imagine if it's the TikTokers you want, start creating a family of TikTokers.
A community. What do you think about my song?
By your fifth song, you could drop EV, whole of Kenya knows your song.
Yeah.
Immediately. So statistics too ndio I think tunahepa wasanii, because most of us don't have guidance, or or you haven't been in an institution where your mind was trained. Like me, these things I was trained in engineering school, and I'm not saying you have to be an engineer. School, there's a way school shapes your mind, or education, wanting to learn, it shapes your mind to to filter out vitu zenye sio factual, you know. At a high school ama nini, I feel if anybody who has a wanting for learning, you know, education is kind of inapoteza, because education is not really useful, all of it.
If you kind of see what works for you and what
anybody
doesn't work for you.
who has a mind for learning atajua kusieve vitu sana, although this may not work for me. It's like me dropping the song Khadija, and I knew this was a dope video, right?
Yeah.
I had a friend tell me, he's an artist, I won't mention his name, tell me, sasa bro, unaona strategy, Eric Osi amesema alitoa video na 3.8 million, sema yako ni ya 7 million.
Yeah. But then you see the videos don't look like that's the price. So why are you talking about the price when the song should speak for the song?
Exactly. Because that will only help me once.
We will talk about the price and they won't talk about the song.
Exactly. That will help me once. It won't keep me, you know.
So I'm seeing you're working with a lot of people right now. I've seen you're going to be on Kagwe Mongai's upcoming album.
Yeah.
I've seen you're working with Cash Carrier.
Yeah, that's I love that jam.
I'm waiting for that one. But I guess Kunamse Kenya you can't work with at this point, because I feel like everybody knows what you can do. Is there anybody you'd want to work with or you haven't worked with yet?
Hey, there's so many, bro. I think even most I'm not focusing so much on outside projects, you know. I feel the hit songs of Africa are still here. My goal is to search for who it is with.
Okay,
that is the task.
How did you link up with Vijana Barubaru? Because funnily enough, when I interviewed Vijana Barubaru, Tuku was showing me when he goes live on TikTok, the gifts. Like he had created a community online for TikTok, especially in terms of just their brand and them going live and like consistently putting out like videos. Every week it's either video, lyrics, but like they've figured out that online world really well, the same way you have. So I guess you guys coming together, how did that happen?
That is what I noted from them.
Because they're consistent. Videos on YouTube every Friday.
Exactly.
Then we watch Tuku's live. He's always live on TikTok. And then he's also sharing TikTok content. And it's not the same video. You know how guys post the same video on Instagram? He posts like different videos on IG, different video on YouTube, different video on TikTok. It's such...
I learned that from him.
But it's so consistent.
Woke. Him and Spikes, they're so woke about...
Spikes Mshairi.
Yeah. And that's probably the reason why even... They're wanaingia into scaffolds with some of the OG artists, you know, because they feel so wanakuja sana.
But they're going hard.
They're going hard.
Yeah, and that's what you should. But that's the only way you can.
Regardless
that's the only,
you think that you have a better song or not. Right
no,
now,
you don't have a better
song. The song that's going is the song that's being marketed out there. You know, quality badai.
Yeah.
So they're crushing the marketing game and TikTok, and you know, walinifunza so much just by talking to them. Me, I wasn't like the person who is always on the TikTok app. But now nikapata nasa wananiambia kuhusu the algorithm yake is not like Instagram. It's a content based algorithm.
Instagram is the time of the day that you don't know the time that most people TikTok is
sporadic. Yani it's like anything. Na mtu anaweza toka Nyeri aseme kitu akwe star kesho.
Exactly. Unaweza trend 400,000 juu video tu yako.
And one content.
Na una followers, Unajua IG lazima uko na followers. Sijui uko
so it's like ilikuwa interesting sana kuwork now and seeing what they've been able to achieve, yani since tuwajue kwa limelight. I know Tuku has been doing music for the
bro, I saw stuff with like an opinion from 5 years ago. Exactly. It's insane.
Tuku has been around, nimesikia stories zake. Leo kwanza nimeshtuliwa kwa interview na Tumbili akiniambia Tuku walikuwa bedmates na Tumbili kwa kapo iko like yo, you know,
even like Tumbili are doing an amazing job online. Like if you see these online media houses akina Nick Kyoko, akina Tumbili, akina Eve Mongai. The other day State House, Wahoo is fangirling over Eve Mongai. I'm like, bro, Wahoo is an OG, but it's so incredible because these guys that's who everybody's watching.
Yeah, bro. And if you don't,
they're like the Swallow Modeos of our time.
If you don't check those statistics and understand why they are who they are and crack it, utaanza tu kuhate.
Of course. But they have the numbers.
It's like you say mimi Ndovu 10 years from now a certain app comes up and I ignore it, completely ignore it, how it works, whatever it works, and I'm like, why you guys listen to trash music? We make, you know, nitakuwa na hate for no reason because I didn't take time to learn how it works. So it's either you accept it and live with it. But we're just going off topic.
Yeah, I know. But I love something you answered, because you answered my question in a very amazing way. You said that kuna msiako Kenya that has not been discovered by the world, the Kenyans yet, but he's probably just like, there's a super talented, like, you know how I was saying, who do you want to work? There's a guy, and I like your answer because there's someone out there we haven't found yet that's the talent that we probably need to put on.
Exactly. The best music producer Kenya still yet to have is not on the limelight.
Yeah.
It's probably a Kaboy in Campo, probably in Huko Masai Mara University.
Exactly.
A little okay. You know, we are conditioned to think in an emotional way.
Exactly.
Oh, wasanii lazima watoke Nairobi.
Tukuje Nairobi, uishi Nairobi, uosho kidogo.
Nah. Probably mse ako Marsabit mahali manze na sonic understanding yake di crazy. Haja get to laptop.
Exactly.
Anza kuweka Fruity Loops.
Anatapa tu easy. Na nazi record
ule mtoto anapata naye apate laptop ni hivyo.
And as you've traveled, and you've been doing shows across the country, as you've traveled, how are people receiving your music? Because like you see, your music is very fun, very poppy, and so it's like now when you go out there, how do people receive it?
Bro, this is crazy. The confidence I have, and thank you God, the Kenyans.
Mimi nimekucheki kuna place ulienda fulani nilistuka. Sasa sio Narok. Lodwa. Ulienda Lodwa?
No. Ilikuwa Narok.
Okay.
I think ilikuwa Narok University. Yenye ilikuwa the show yenye ilinishtua zaidi ni was Nyeri.
Okay.
You know? Nyeri just organized a show, nini, was me. I was the only artist performing, right? Bro. Yani na mshiva hadi nikielewa, yani turn-up ilikuwa crazy, like literally.
Wasekanga ngapi?
Vendors wakakosa place za kuset up.
Full.
Full, bro. It was a small venue, bro. Ilijaza waseka 4K.
What?
A very small venue.
So you arrive, when you arrive, do you even have a place to stand or you just go straight to the stage?
When you go stage, you can't. It's uncontrollable, you know? It was crazy. Kulikuwa Joy Greens, kulikuwa Mombasa is again crazy, you know? Hey man, Meru, Narok, Heavy, LD are now my loyal fans. I don't know why for some reason.
LD in your home.
LD, but LD upiga sherehe proper, you know? All this just shows you mziki yako ime trickle down where it's supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't want.
Do you think where do you think they hear the music from? Is it, or like, are they listening to it on radio? Are they finding it online? Like, what do you get to talk to them, like your fans?
Mostly it's online based.
Okay.
Consumers, my music consumers are online based. Wengi sana.
Okay.
The young generation, even the elder ones unaona wame get in the secondary way from online, either akapata link fulani ama kitu ilikuwa inaongelewa kuhusu hiyo. Now very few groups of people who listen to the old kind of songs, the radio nini, and you know radio has a playlist that has been curated by a group of fans. You know, when 254 says we are voting to see, you guys vote for the best song, it's only your listeners who are gonna curate that. What your radio is gonna be about. So your listener can't tell another listener in Nyeri
what to listen to,
but they can curate content that 254 can play. Then 254 can curate
for the guy
what Nyeri will listen to. So I don't believe that radio stats are really a true representation of what everyone in the country, unless you have quite a substantial listening audience, you know. Ndio useme at least umse ana define what the best Kenyan songs that people love, the best, you know. What were you talking about?
I was asking.
Sorry,
it's okay. I was asking about people receiving your music and like the reception, because like I always see you sharing a lot of like people dancing to the music online, but I'm wondering, like, when you meet them in person, what are they saying? Like, to you, how does it, like, you know, because I'm sure there's
I've done a collab with Brown Mauzo recently.
I saw that.
Right, the song is like I don't know, I think it's like 300-400K. Right, I checked out the song with him. I put out my verse. Next morning, ngoma hata ikiwa iko 50K, the verse went to 1 million streams on TikTok.
Fuck off. Just the verse.
So I'm like, tunaenda na wase I'm just telling you facts bro. Tunaenda na wase tunaanza kuimba, they don't know the chorus of the song. Nikapetit kalejela nifika kako, you know, it's like yo, you know, right now people, the consumer patterns are changing, you know, people are listening to hooks or the songs that the parts that trended on TikTok. They don't care about the rest of the song, or probably don't know.
Ndovuku, let me ask you something. If you could tell something to a younger Ndovuku, except keep going, because it's gonna work out at the big, because it worked out eventually, and it's so dope that it's worked out. But like, I guess, what would you tell your younger self? Kuna msana skiza sahi ako mali ulikuwa maybe 4 years ago na anataka ku give up, anasikia hii muziki ni ngumu, siwezi ingia industry, sina do, sina nini. But like, I guess a younger you who now has the advantage of knowing what you know now, what would you tell a younger you?
Who has the advantage of knowing what I know now?
You have the advantage, but the younger you doesn't.
So I'm advising them.
You're advising Ndovuku 4 years ago. Do you even remember what it was like? Because now we're looking at Tusker, we're looking at this hit singles, we're looking at all the, you're getting shows. I guess what would you tell Ndovuku 4 years ago?
Just keep at it, Yani. I know it sounds like the most expected answer, but keep at it, and be sure something's gonna come up. Because you see, it's always darkest before dawn.
4 years ago, do you even remember what you were? Yeah. What was it like for you at that time?
Bro, it was me in Wilson, doing 6 to 6.
12-hour shifts.
Yeah, you enter unaingia hanga 6,
okay.
You leave 6 ndege kirudi ya mwisho.
Okay.
And that's Monday to Sunday.
And I saw were you actually like repairing were you an AMT? AMP. In America they call it AMP, I think.
Okay, yeah. Aircraft maintenance engineer.
Yeah.
So I used to do the airframes and engines now.
So nyinyi ndo mnafungua engine kama ni twin ama ni single.
Mara mbili kuna wase wa avionics and airframes. Now me I'm airframes and engines.
Okay.
And then there's kula wase wa electric.
Because you know, like with airplane engines they replace them, you need to remove parts, everything.
It's very rare for you in aviation scene to repair anything. But we're not there. It's replacing.
Okay.
Replacement.
New engine.
A certain part is not functional, it's a fuel pump, it's whatever, replace it. Eko iende angaliwe ama it's
okay.
Because safety is key.
So you were not even studying, you were actually doing the job.
I finished school, now I was at work.
Okay.
So that was like 4 years ago to go back to back.
So hizo back to back, is muziki kwa thought process at all?
Of course.
Okay.
That's what keeps me going, bro, because
so unasikiza tu mangoma
you see, it's not like a 9 to 5 job ati mnatokea lunch mnaenda mna chill pamoja mnavonga stories tutaenda Friday dunda. You don't have time,
so you on your own.
Aviation is a tricky industry where time is not whatever.
Okay.
You know, so it's like you just in your headphones and a 7-hour playlist which shifts every day na ku-updated. Unaweka shuffle, so ukipata free time unaanza kuandika kwa notepad yako, and on weekends when uko na off you hit the studio and try and make something, you know.
So when are you able to finally, I guess, say, okay, I'm going to now, I guess, when did you put that on hold per se and
COVID
focus
came.
on the music? Okay.
Now COVID came. So I'm telling you, it's always darkest before dawn. COVID came and we got laid off because there was no flights. The company was not making money to sustain our employment.
So umeenda chuo ushasoma alafu umefanya job na kuna job.
Exactly. Alafu hiyo si job, unaweza ati sema nimeenda kufungua yangu. You get aviation, always job useme nimeenda kufungua kampuni yangu. Hawezi bro.
But I feel like it's almost like a blessing in disguise.
Familia yako ikiuza assets hawezi fungua kitu.
But it's almost a blessing in disguise because had COVID never happened, we wouldn't have you. And the music.
That's the thing, bro.
Because would you have been able to ever find that time in that life to find the balance of doing both?
Effectively doing music, I don't think.
Okay.
Effectively surrounding myself with people who are in the music industry tell me you're doing this wrong, you're doing...
Yeah.
ningekuwa tu kwa Wilson nikijambianga mimi ni mnoma
kwa my headphones too, kwa my headphones.
Exactly. Nobody would tell me, yo, there's a branding, there's how you should do your
so
video.
there's a blessing in all of this madness, because then you end up being able to pursue what you are always wanting to do.
Exactly. And you're meeting the right people, because in that field you're just meeting with people who are not thinking anything about music.
Yeah.
Or about how a song should be done.
Yeah, they're not coming to the hangar. They're not coming to the hana.
They listen to the music when they wanna drive home. I'm on radio. They don't care anything about who is Ruga, what is Ruga doing, you know. And that's what really my passion was. So yeah, I guess it was a blessing in disguise. So me, I thought even my parents.
But how did you learn to produce? Because I'm curious. I feel like also
YouTube, bro.
I don't feel like you would be who you are today. If you didn't have the production element, because you see, when you can't produce, you have to rely on a producer to either make the sound you want. So you're here, you have this.
Define your sound.
Yeah. So
basically.
like, I feel like one of the biggest strengths you have, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate it or notice it, is that you're a producer as well. So the production helps your artistry, because you're able to do both.
You can tame your sound. Yeah.
I feel like you'd have been really relying on producers to make you. Because I feel like a lot of artists rely on a producer to make them, and then you break up with the producer, or you beef, and then he says, "I'm not giving you your files," and then career man in
also, speaking of which, I mean, we can, bro. I feel like we're gonna keep talking, bro. But
what time do you need to go? Is it 10? We have time. Okay, but I'll let you go. I promise.
You see, one thing you mentioned that's very important. I have done research about it, and not most people know. You know what, this thing called one hit wonder?
Yes.
It's greatly influenced by changing your producer.
But then, you know, a lot of people go back to that.
Not the person who just made the beat, the person who engineered your vocals.
Do you know Burna Boy and Lyric? Do you know Lyric started with Burna Boy? And Burna Boy, when he was first signed,
I don't know about.
Okay, it was called Aristocrat Records.
And
then he was working with Lyric. He did 2 albums, then he left and started his own thing called Spaceship, and then now he went back to Lyric when he was now working on African Giant. And now you see that what had the biggest success.
Exactly. You see, when we say,
even Ogopa DJs.
Exactly.
Ogopa. Lucas was literally the person who engineered, produced the sound, did the marketing, DJ'd the song. So like, if you lose Lucas, there's no Avril, there's no Musta. How come those guys can't do for themselves what Lucas did for them?
Bro, you see something. The fans love about you, right?
Yeah.
Most things that you forget as a creative were made possible. Like, there's aspects of me that were brought out by a director.
Okay.
That people fell in love with. Do you get what I mean?
Give me examples.
There's
like Ndovu.
You see, no. I'm saying a video director.
Okay.
If ladies say, oh, I love this guy, I love his smile.
Yeah.
Kuna madirector huku shutia na lens ya mbali. Unaona? Wanakaa huko mbali wakwambia perform. You know?
Yeah.
But it took that person to bring you into the lens. You know, if they didn't do that. And you wonder why brands za wasanii haziendi, they are not selling their faces as much. Hiyo video yenyewe inaenda now, break it down now.
Yeah.
Hiyo video yenyewe inachezwa kwa mat kwa nini? Tunakuona huko na madance.
Yes.
Right? Mbona Bien anajulikana kushinda na ngoma yako imetrend? Are you selling your faces? Yeah. Watch the videos za Nigeria. Bro, hata utapata video kaa yote ni sura imejaa screen. You know? Subtle things that you don't there's people who like, oh, I love his voice so much. Probably that engineer settings zenye alieka ukichange, bro, you're gonna sound different. There's a low end characteristic of your vocal that someone likes, or it makes ladies sing, feel you in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like how Savara used to sing Zaman. If you asked me Zamani mimi nilikuwa nadhani like nani is this huge masculine guy before I met Sauti Sol. What do you call
Chimano?
Because
he has the bass.
Oh, mimi nilikuwa na envision nikimse, you know, the guy who takes your girl always.
Exactly.
You know, you don't want them close to your girl. There's those characteristics, bro. Unaenda kwa producer amenyonga lows za vocal yako, anakuambia huyu ni mpya. No, itawaki hivi. You know, you sound different to the people who loved you for that particular thing. You know?
But I feel like it's scary because you who's loved and has hits, not even a hit, what if people love you for something and then you want to be, because it's like you'll grow, sindio. So it's like if they love the Pamela or this about you and then you don't do that anymore.
Well, it's the extent of compromise. That's how you say watu wako willing kwenda how far with you. It's like probably yes, I'm still gonna sing. I've stopped rapping. I'll start singing. Okay, it's still music. People are gonna listen, but what are you wearing? Now say I've changed up. I'm wearing these skinny jeans and I'm looking some weird type of way. How are people gonna perceive me? You know, it's willingness to compromise. It's not that you have to be aware of everything, every little thing, but it's what matters, you know. So I'm saying the producer could be what matters.
Yeah.
For your song to go viral, you know.
So we're talking about Khadija right now, and I'm curious. Sakata Rumba. So you guys shot the video in Coast. I saw you guys had a gig when you guys were both in Coast. Is that, do you guys, like, was it lucky? Had you guys already recorded the song and then you ended up saying, okay, we have a show together, let's shoot the video? Or how does the video come about? Because it's dope that you guys were in Coast, but we don't know.
No, we actually decided to go in Coast.
Okay.
Right?
So like this vibe of the song, you felt Coast, you said let's do it like that.
We were booked on a certain show in Nyali. Together.
Yeah, because I saw that show. I saw the show you guys were booked together. So I figured maybe that's how that can.
But our video shoot was uko Mbele, North Coast, uko Malindi. It's like 2.5 hours from now, Nyali. So let's take this opportunity, guys. After we finish this show, because it's hard, everybody has different schedules. We go all the way to uko Malindi, Watamu rather. We shoot the video, then we can come back to Nairobi pamoja. Logistically it made sense even for me. You know? So yeah, that's how it happened. Tukaenda na vijana barubaru. It was dope. It was dope. Tukaenda Coast nini, did a show
so
together.
Steve Mugo shot the video. Did you guys sat down as a team and said, okay, the video needs to, how did that process come about? Or you said, okay, this is the concept for the video?
No, that was basically me and Mugo.
Okay.
You know, I was seeing what Mugo was doing and I really loved Kenya anafanya. Nilikuwa naona umse kazi yake ni kali sana. Yeah. So it was in my mind I have to work with Mugo. So I met with Mugo prior to at his somewhere close to his offices uko Ruiru. We sat down, created a mood board for like 2-3 hours, you know. It's like, yeah, this atantumia treatment. So we stayed like also for 2 weeks before your treatment come, you know. Finally we got it, and now there's the issue of the location. Now we were to shoot at a place in Karen, but then it didn't quite catch the vibe that we were going for. We wanted this opulence for beach, nini, and vixens. It was like hapo kulikuwa na pool, so like haita feel your vibe. We wanted it to be a summer jam. So yeah, tukamaliza na Mugo, tukamwa mbaya twende tu Watamu, you know. Now logistics of going there were kind of steep. Even me, I had to postpone the shoot because I wasn't financially ready. Okay,
so you ibidi ujipange ndio uko ready. Okay,
nilikuwa ile ndio tulikuwa tumesema. Now actually it's like tomorrow watu wana travel. I had to cancel. I was like, yo, now bro,
haijafika
because I spendi kuingia kwa madeni sana, you know. It's like, hey, it's risky. So I was like, let me nijipange, give me like 1 more week. Tukajipanga, God willingly, we prayed, and then the rest is history, man. That's what you see online.
And the video is crazy because, you know, like you teased and said, I think it was last week Friday, and at that point you hadn't posted anything. You're like, I'm about to release a jam, and then you're like, with what? And then it was like, who do you think it is? And I couldn't, because there's so many guys. I was like, it could be anyone.
Yeah, manze, alafu you link up ilifanyika through Yani. Shout out to Yani.
Shout out to Yani.
Yani just,
he was jamming to the song. I saw him jamming to the song.
Yeah, but like me linking up with Vijana Barubaru, so we were talking about industry stuff. We have these meetings, a few of us, just to conversate about, you know, what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So tukapatana kwa hiyo platform na vijana bara, you are the guys, niaje poa sana, we should work on something. Yeah, that was easy. Then they had to come to Stu.
So they came to your studio.
Yeah.
So tell people about your studio, because you have a studio and you produce music. So anybody who's out there who's listening, let them know about the studio, how they can find you and all of that.
We're in Kitsuru Mana, Ndovu Studios, Kitsuru Mana, the hotel that was there.
Yes, they demolished something there. Yeah, so now there was a spa and stuff happening there.
It's a new whatever who's building something. I don't know what it is. But it's there. Ukiingia gate number 6, utaingia kwa studio.
Okay. And it's open from what time to what time?
From 9 to 6.
9 to 6. Okay, that's amazing.
But session ya jioni we really have to streamline with the artist.
So now, but like if someone wants you to produce, do you have producers, or is it you who's producing? Or is it a mix of both?
We mix of both.
Okay.
Right?
So that's how you know there's dope producers out here and dope artists, because you're literally, because I always see you on the pulse of things. You're always on top of things, like even before they come out.
Give thanks, man. I give thanks, but people are doing crazy stuff out here.
Especially Kenyans. There's so many dope guys.
Especially sounds. If you producers, there are so many good and talented people. I just hope there was a platform, like even by Safaricom.
Like, like a Beatport, for example. Exactly. Someone was saying, yo, you need a Beatport for Kenya, because there's so many producers out there.
Stars,
but you see, people get confused about licensing beats and I don't know,
there's an M-Pesa thing, bro, and you just send someone.
Imagine, because it'd be so easy, because a lot of times people are recording with YouTube beats because they think that it's hard to get a beat.
And that will define the sound.
Because even when I met Brooklyn Boys the first time, hakuwa na card ya kulipa produce, you buy a card na beat, PayPal. They didn't even, it was and that's something so many guys want access to that stuff, but they don't have.
Yeah. So that's a solid business idea.
Yeah. Anyone listening, run with it.
Anyone listening. We have, and that's the thing, we have to take into these things into by our arms.
Because you can't wait for someone to come and save us, because we live in a very no one cares. No, even artists sometimes they'll get you, they use and they move on.
Exactly. So if we are the producers, is us, we agree, put up good proposals, go to these companies that have finances. Like Safcom would do that easy.
Yeah.
If Safcom has a platform like Skiza, you tell them we vote you to do a same. Okay, there's bass music for streaming Kenyan music. Let's do instrumentals. There's a place where
someone can come use the instrumental, and another person can come also use the instrumental, and just have the rights. How you can distribute the rights.
Exactly. So that would be very dope for and all the Kenyan artists upcoming releasing beats was the form. Does that make sense?
So as we end the show, I want to talk about the biggest thing ever. I saw some really amazing news that I was really, really happy about. And I saw you are a brand ambassador for Tusker.
Yeah.
That's not a small deal, my nigga. That's a huge deal. Because congratulations. Because one, you aligned yourself, you built your own brand and aligned yourself as this brand. And then for you to have like one of the biggest corporates in Kenya, one, recognize you, but then also see your brand as someone they want to enlist to work with. That's a huge deal, bro. I'm so proud of you for that one, because how does that even happen? Are you pinching yourself? Like
it just came at the right moment, I would say, and thank God it's a brand I've always loved. I love Tusker, bro. If you see me anywhere, it's just
Akiwa lie. He does fuck with Tusker.
So it's like.
But that's like huge, bro. I don't know if you understand. That's like there's brands and then there's Tusker, and then for you to be the person that they're like, they could choose anyone. They chose you. That's an amazing feat.
I have a partnership with them. It's lasting for a while, and we hope during this period we're gonna create magic with Tusker, because that's what Tusker is all about. It's like it's believing in the Kenyan people and the Kenyan culture. So if they have me, it's just the right time to show it.
Yeah. As we wrap up, I want to know, we've gotten a chance to know you through your music. I guess, what else is going on in your life outside of music? I know we see you busy with performances, we see you busy with production, but I'm curious, like when we don't see you, when we're not seeing you, how do you spend your time? Like what's a typical day for you? How are you spending your time these days? Do you have time for you? Do you have time for family? Do you have time to date? Are you just so busy?
Family, yes. I always create time for family, especially during the weekends that if I have a window of weekend nimetoka shughuli or show na nimerudi Sunday, we can have a link up. I always go home and say hi to fam, nini, chill with them, mpaka jioni, then I leave. That's check. The dating scene, I'm not quite ready yet, so I haven't been seeing.
Bro, when I met you, shorties were dying for you. I can't even imagine now. It's probably worse. Umzana pendwa na madame. Bro, even your girlfriend would probably leave you because like these shorties are too many.
Napenda lakini ni ngumu.
But you know when you tell someone they can't have something, they want it more. So I'm sure you're like, no, I'm not. They probably want you even more.
Ngumu kufocus, so me relationship nime put a hold on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I don't know. I might meet someone and they change my mind, you know.
That's true.
It's hard to yo, so it's like yeah, but mimi nikiamka is naangalia pending projects, probably musical projects that I'll be having. What am I supposed to be doing, matters business, and then mi naingia stu nafanya ngoma and then namalizia manze siku yangu. Haikuwagi siku complicated. Also my hobbies are like just making and listening to music, documentaries and traveling.
That's it. The last one for you. When we met, you were focused on singles. In terms of releasing singles.
Yeah.
And I guess I would want to know if your opinion on that has changed and what we can look forward to, because I feel like, me personally, I feel like we're ready for Ndovu body of work. But that's me personally.
Yeah.
I've also learned through interviewing more people. Ukiliza msanii project umsaidie pia. Unajua, it's so hard to put this stuff together. Like production, all of these things cost money, marketing and all of this. But like, I guess, where's your mind at right now in terms of music? We're promoting Khadija, that's out right now, featuring Vijana Barubaru, and it's an amazing record. But I guess, like, for you, are you looking at maybe releasing your own EP, releasing your own project, or what's the plan?
It's an album.
It's an album.
Right, it's coming up. I won't put too much details, but it's gonna be in the next 4 months. Right, we're still creating because you select songs from a huge body of work.
Yeah. And you probably have songs from 2 years ago.
Exactly, unatanga 50 una select kama 15, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's on the way. Also, putting out an album wasn't as easy logistically if you want to put it with the right muscle. But right now, thank God, we have people who believe in us. We have brands on board, right? They can. I recently started working with Ziki.
Shout out Ziki. Camille. Have you met Camille yet? Camille Owora.
Camille Owora.
She helped Sedo, but yeah, I know Ziki guys.
But they keep like going. There's a office in different whatever.
They have a Kenya team, TZ, yeah.
So
because it's Mziki, then Ziki, then
Washinda kishuffle. So yeah, it's promising, the relationship with them. Nini, I'm seeing the people they've been working with. So at least I know it's gonna be easier for me. Like from Hadija, going forward now, at least I know it's gonna be easier for me to check out stuff, you know.
And that actually kind of leads me to my second or my question on that is: are you gonna remain independent? Like in terms of so now that you would, like, for example, with Ziki, you'll distribute your album through them, but you remain an independent artist, or are you signing to them?
No. You remain as an independent. I mean, you can sign 360 if you want, but for now, I'm still independent. I still retain all my masters.
What do they help you with? Because like someone would say Ndovu is such a big brand. What help do you need? Like just for the layman who doesn't understand, like you can do.
This is a company.
What can you do for yourself, like as an independent artist? And these guys can help
like, you with? Brand support in terms of music distribution, right? They have. It's under Wana Music Group. I don't know if you know.
Yes.
Wana Music Group. Yeah. Ziki is like working with them. That's kind of inside info.
Okay.
So you get even if I want to collaborate with somebody like say Harmonize, say whoever in TZ or something, it's easier with when I'm in the pool of Ziki, if we're creating revenue from streams and they feel like, oh, if you guys collaborate, we're gonna win, you guys are gonna win. It's easier that way. So and you really grow through collaborations. So I feel doing that as an independent, you have to have crazy money.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can imagine if I'm in a record label and somebody wants to come do a collab with me, management yenyewe inasema we need this much,
Yeah.
you know, for them to work with you. So many things, playlistings, bro. The number of artists in Ziki themselves, they have playlists that kind of have very huge listening sheets.
So you can push you out there.
Exactly. So it helps you even be discovered off your geographical domain. So I could say I'm dope in Kenya. If I drop a song, we'll do dope in Kenya.
Yeah.
But
How does it do in Tanzania or in Ghana or somewhere else?
you know, yeah. So yeah.
Okay. So we can look forward to a project this year from you. We'll
God willing, God keeps us safe, and we believe so. We're gonna do a lot.
So will Khadija be part of this project that we're talking about, or is this separate from that?
It's we're still selecting, right?
Okay.
So it will depend with the trajectory of things from now.
Trajectory. So are we gonna get more before we could also, because I know we're gonna we're gonna hear you on Kagwe.
Of course. Not even collabs, even just like my projects, me collaborating with other people.
Okay.
Because them was like, it's their projects, you know.
True.
I really don't have control about the sounds and all the direction they're taking. But for me, it's crazy now. Right now, it's a lot of music coming.
So as we wrap up, I want you to tell us. A lot of people have heard of you. They've heard your music, but I guess we're now going into a new season of your journey with this new release and now coming up to a project. I guess what are we getting the same Ndovu? Can we expect the same Ndovu that we're used to with the cheeky, witty, fun vibes? Can we expect maybe a more serious tone down the line? I guess what can people expect from you in terms of just what's to come? Not the music per se, but like the type of Ndovu we're going to be getting. Is there any? Are you changing? Are you staying the same? Are you evolving, or what is it looking like?
There's definitely evolving. There's music I'm even scared to release.
I feel like that's the one you should release, because like I feel like the ones you say you're scared of, those are the good ones.
But at least I have confidence in them, and in due time you guys are gonna listen to it. It will sound kind of different, but yo, Ndovu bado ni cool.
Ndovu bado ni cool.
Akiwa lie.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you guys. Just finish up, tell guys to keep streaming. We are trending on YouTube. We're number 17 on trending for music. All music in Kenya, walai.
Akiwa guys.
It's only 3 days. You keep showing the love. Appreciate the love so much. Yani, nashukuru sana. Thank you guys to my fans. Thank you. You guys made me who I am. Nashukuru sana. God bless you. And we can only take it higher than this. Akiwa.
Guys, you don't know what to expect. This is Khadija Sakata Rumba featuring Vijana Baru Baru playing on Radio 254. This is 254 Express. And I want to thank Ndovu for coming through. And please stay tuned, guys. Enjoy.
Nani